Let's find out. Ever feel like you're surrounded by people who just don't get you? What if I told you there's a way to understand them, and yourself better? I mean, seriously. You're trying to tell a story, you're getting to the good part, and someone just walks away, or you send a quick email and you get back a novel asking for more data. It's like we're all speaking different languages. It can be frustrating, right? You're thinking, am I the crazy one here? Well, good news, you're not. And I found this amazing book that totally changed the game for me. It's called Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erikson, and before you say anything, the title is a joke, mostly. The book breaks down human behavior into 4 simple colors, based on something called the DISC model. That stands for dominance, influence, steadiness, and compliance. It's like a secret decoder ring for people. Suddenly you understand why your boss is so blunt, or why your friend can talk for hours about their weekend, or why your partner needs a week to decide on a new toaster. It's incredible. This isn't just some random self-help book, it's a huge bestseller in organizational psychology. Big companies use this stuff to make their teams work better together. It's all about learning how to communicate effectively with each personality type. Once you know if you're talking to a red, yellow, green, or blue, you can tweak your approach and boom, instant connection. It's like having a superpower. So stick around because we're going to dive into these colors, and I promise by the end of this, you'll be a people reading master. Let's get into it. Alright, first up, let's talk about the reds. You know these people, they walk into a room and you can just feel the energy shift. They're the leaders, the go-getters, the ones who are probably already thinking, get to the point, as they watch this. They're incredibly driven, ambitious, and decisive. If you're in a meeting that's going in circles, the red personality is the one who will slam their hand on the table, maybe not literally, but you feel it, and say, okay, here's what we're doing. They love a challenge, they're super competitive, and they're all about results. They're the Captain Kirks of the world, shouting engage, and just making things happen. Now because they're so direct and task-oriented, they can sometimes come off as a little intense, or maybe even bossy. They're not big on small talk. They don't want to hear about your cat's birthday party or the weird dream you had last night. They want the bottom line, the executive summary, the what's in it for me. They value speed and efficiency above all else, so if you're taking forever to explain something, you'll see them start to tap their foot or check their watch. It's not personal, they're just wired to move forward, constantly. They see a problem, and their brain is already 3 steps ahead, formulating a solution. So, how do you talk to a red without getting run over? It's simple. Be direct, be concise, be confident. Don't start with a long rambling story, lead with the conclusion. Instead of saying, so, I was thinking about our quarterly numbers and I did some analysis, and there was this one interesting trend, just say, we need to boost sales by 15%, and here's my 3-point plan to do it. Give them options so they feel in control, focus on the results and the goal, and for the love of all that is good, do not waste their time with fluff. Match their energy, get straight to business, and you'll earn their respect. Think of it like you're pitching to a shark on Shark Tank. You've got 90 seconds. You need to be prepared, have your facts straight, and show them how your idea will make money. Reds appreciate people who are competent and who don't beat around the bush. They're not trying to be mean, they're just on a mission. If you can help them with that mission, you'll be their favorite person. If you get in their way, well, let's just say you don't want to be in their way. They're the powerful, driving force of the personality world. Next up, let's talk about the life of the party. The yellows. Oh, you know a yellow. They're the person who knows everyone's name, tells the best stories, and can make friends with a brick wall. They are the human equivalent of a golden retriever puppy. They're optimistic, charismatic, and incredibly social. If a red walks into a room and thinks, how can I win? A yellow walks in and thinks, who can I talk to? They are fueled by interaction, creativity, and just having a good time. They are the masters of persuasion, not through force, but through pure charm. Yellows are the ultimate people persons. They're fantastic at networking and bringing people together. Their energy is infectious. You could be having the worst day, and a 5-minute chat with a yellow will have you laughing and feeling better. They're all about inspiration, big ideas, and the future. The downside? Details are not their friend. Ask a yellow for a step-by-step plan, and you might see their eyes glaze over. They're more about the why and the wow than the how. They'll sell you on a dream vacation, but might forget to book the flights. It's not that they're flaky, their brains are just buzzing with so many exciting ideas that the boring stuff gets lost in the shuffle. So how do you communicate with these social butterflies? You have to keep it fun and energetic. Don't bog them down with spreadsheets and 50-page reports, they'll just use it as a coaster. Instead, tell them a story, paint a picture, focus on the exciting possibilities, let them talk. They love to share their thoughts and ideas, so give them the space to do it. Show them you're listening and that you're excited about their vision. When you need to talk about serious stuff, try to frame it in an upbeat and positive way. Instead of "we have a problem," try "I have an exciting challenge for us to solve together." Think of them as the creative directors of the world. They need freedom, flexibility, and a positive environment to thrive. If you're too critical or negative, you'll completely shut them down. They feed off of praise and recognition. A simple "that was a brilliant idea" will mean the world to them. So when you're with a yellow, smile, laugh, be open, and let your own personality shine. Don't be all business. Allow for some fun and a little bit of chaos. It's in that creative social space that the yellows do their best work and build the strongest connections. Now let's bring the energy down a little and talk about the greens. The greens are the calm in the storm. They are the most common personality type, and thank goodness for that, because they are the glue that holds society together. They're patient, reliable, stable, and incredibly good listeners. If you have a problem, a green is the first person you should go to. They won't judge you, they'll just sit with you, offer you a cup of tea, and listen for as long as you need. They are the ultimate team players, always putting the needs of the group before their own. Greens value harmony and stability above all else. They absolutely hate conflict. The idea of a confrontation is their worst nightmare. They'll often agree to things they don't actually want just to keep the peace. They're also very resistant to change. The phrase, "but we've always done it this way," was probably invented by a green. It's not that they're stubborn, it's that change feels disruptive and threatening to their sense of security. They find comfort in routine and predictability. They are loyal to a fault, whether it's to their friends, their family, or their job. They're the ones who have worked at the same company for 30 years and are proud of it. So how do you connect with these gentle souls? Patience and empathy are key. You cannot rush a green. If you come at them with the high energy demands of a red or the chaotic brainstorming of a yellow, they will retreat into their shell. You need to slow down, speak calmly, ask them for their opinion, and then give them plenty of time to formulate a response. They process things internally and need to feel safe before they share. Show genuine care for them as a person, not just as a coworker. Ask about their family, their weekend. Build a real personal relationship. When you need to introduce a change, you have to be very careful. Explain the why behind the change in a logical, reassuring way. Give them a clear, step-by-step plan and plenty of time to adjust. Emphasize how the change will benefit the team and maintain stability in the long run. Reassure them that you'll be there to support them through the process. A green's trust is hard-won but incredibly valuable. They need to know that you are reliable and that you have their back. If you can provide that sense of security, you will have the most loyal and supportive ally you could ever ask for. Last but certainly not least, let's get into the minds of the blues. The blues are the analysts, the perfectionists, the quality control specialists of the world. If you need something done right, I mean absolutely perfectly down to the last detail, you give it to a blue. They are logical, methodical, and systematic. Before they make any decision, they need to gather all the data, read all the reviews, create a spreadsheet, and analyze every possible outcome. They're the person who reads the entire instruction manual before turning on a new gadget. While a yellow is throwing a party, a blue is making sure the fire extinguishers are up to code. Blues are motivated by logic, accuracy, and quality. They have incredibly high standards for themselves and for others. They are fantastic at finding flaws in a plan that everyone else missed. This can make them seem critical or pessimistic, but it's not their intention. They just want to prevent mistakes. They're not big fans of spontaneous decisions or emotional arguments. If you say, "I feel like this is the right way to go," a blue will respond with, "Show me the data that supports your feeling." They operate on facts, not feelings. They are reserved and can be more task-oriented than people-oriented, much like reds, but for a different reason. Reds want speed, blues want correctness. So, how do you work with a blue? You need to be prepared. Do your homework. When you present an idea to them, come armed with facts, figures, and supporting documentation. Give them all the details. Unlike the yellows, who you shouldn't overwhelm with information, you can't give a blue too much information. they will read every single word. Be precise in your language. Avoid vague statements. And most importantly, do not rush them. They need time to process everything and think things through. Pushing them for a quick decision is the fastest way to get a no. Think of communicating with a blue like defending a dissertation. You need a clear thesis, strong evidence, and logical arguments. They appreciate structure and order. Email is often a great way to communicate with them, as it allows them to read and process the information at their own pace. Give them space to work independently. They don't need or want someone constantly checking in on them. Just trust that they will deliver high-quality work, because they wouldn't have it any other way. If you can prove your competence and appreciate their need for accuracy, you'll find the blues to be an invaluable resource for ensuring everything is done to the highest possible standard. So there you have it, the 4 basic personality types: the dominant reds, the influential yellows, the steady greens, and the compliant blues. Now of course, this is a simplification. The DISC model is a tool, not a perfect science. People are way more complex than just one color. Most of us are a mix of 2 or even 3 colors, with one being more dominant than the others. The point isn't to put people in a box, but to have a framework to help us understand each other better and, most importantly, communicate more effectively. It's about building bridges, not walls. Now I know what some of you might be thinking: surrounded by idiots, that's a pretty harsh title, right? And you're not wrong. The author, Thomas Erikson, even admits it. He explains that he chose it to be provocative and humorous. His real message isn't that anyone is actually an idiot, it's that we feel like we're surrounded by idiots when we don't understand why people behave the way they do. Once you understand their color, their motivations, you realize they're not idiots at all. They're just different. And that's a pretty powerful shift in perspective. It's all about empathy and adapting your style to connect with others. Want to learn more? I highly recommend you grab the book. It goes way deeper than we could in this video. Or drop a comment below and tell me what color you think you are. I'd love to hear it. And hey, if you enjoyed this little dive into human psychology and want more content like this, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.